How you doing? How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good. Let's see. Let me set up a note sheet real quick. Uh, I made a couple new Google Drive folders and it threw off the whole order, so I couldn't find it for a minute. Let's
Oh, okay.
see. Is this okay, this is a training plan. Um, for instance, let's see. New Google Doc. So what would you say your goals are?
Uh, just to improve my aim. Um, been playing FPS games since I was like 11. I'm 31 now. Started Counter-Strike. Uh, made my way to Overwatch and then Valorant.
Okay, pretty cool.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, like I've been very inconsistent with my aim.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I feel like I'm popping off, and other
Mm-hmm.
times it's just a complete wreck.
Mm-hmm. All right, and nowadays you're just playing Valorant?
Yeah, I solely play Valorant now. I don't have as much time as I used to, unfortunately.
Let's see. You want to show me what a deathmatch of you playing Valorant looks like?
Yeah, sure.
So I can get a rough idea of how your aim looks like before we start digging into aim trainer stuff.
Okay.
Just share your screen whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
Match found.
Do you care what gun I use?
Uh, no. What do you normally use in game?
Last act I used a lot of Vandal. This act I'm using a lot of Phantom.
Let's see the Phantom then. I want something you're comfortable with. All right. So what's your experience like with aim training so far?
I'm personally pretty new to it. I've been doing it for a couple months now,
Okay.
ever since watching your videos.
Okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. How many hours a day do you normally commit?
Uh, to aim training or Valorant?
Aim training, like, or hours, minutes, whatever.
I like to do about an hour.
Okay. Does that like vary on the weekends or same thing weekend?
So I work 4 on, 4 off. So
Okay.
unfortunately, I can't always get the hour in.
Okay.
But if I'm off, I can even do like 2 hours usually to make up for days I don't get the hour in.
And is that what you're currently doing? Or is that what you
Cur
want to do?
Currently doing 1 hour.
Okay. And then on the days you're working, do you even touch it?
Depends on how tired I am.
Okay. I'm guessing it's like some kind of like healthcare job. That's usually what the 4 on 4 off stuff is.
First responder, yeah.
First responder? Okay, yeah. It's nice. Is there anything up with your internet that could make the stream quality Super Mario 64?
Let me see if I can turn some stuff off here. Is any better?
Not that better. Hold on, let me see. It might be an internet on my end. Let me pull up my task manager. See what's going on. Oh, Steam is using up a decent bit of internet. I think Steam might be downloading something. Hold on.
Okay.
Yep. Steam went out of its way to download AimLab. No, thank you. And it should be clearing back up if that pause actually worked.
Okay.
Let's force quit Steam. Alright, yeah, it's clearing back up now.
One down. Dominating. Goodbye. Four down.
When you assume you're dead, so you just don't even bother.
Ten kills remaining. Ended. Dead. Phoenix down. Killed. Five kills remaining. One kill remaining. Cypher killed. Three down.
Hey, popping off. Hey.
Dominating. Next time I'll take their heads. I mean, first place.
All right. Do you have some kind of do you have some kind of camera you could point at your hand, like a webcam that you could point at your hand?
Yeah, I do. I actually have
Alright.
set up.
Perfect. Can you stream that to me and launch up Kovacs and stream that to me?
Sure, 1 second.
Thank you.
Are you able to see that?
Yep.
Perfect. Okay, 1 sec.
Oh, is that a beat up mouse pad or a good pattern? Oh no, yeah, I think
It's
a pattern.
beat up, like bad.
Oh, and it's got a pattern on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that could definitely be replaced.
All right.
Or cleaned at the very least. Probably got a lot of slow spots on it.
Yeah, probably.
Uh, if you put like a athletic compression sleeve on your arm, it can like kind of protect the mouse pad and make it last a lot longer if you ever got interested in that, and it just makes you
Sorry,
more
I don't know what that is.
like just like
Oh, is that the thing that Ethos wears?
I don't know. Let me hold on. Uh, let me see. You search up NBA game, the third thing that comes up is LeBron wearing one of them. It's just like a sleeve you put over your arm. Yeah, like
Oh yeah, I've seen Ethos wear this. Okay,
yeah,
yeah, I know what you're
it
talking about.
like just keeps the oils off your mouse pad. There's different kinds of them. Just helps you.
Okay.
Like it'll
Is
help you
there?
glide a bit. The only thing you want to make sure is that it's threaded opposite to your mouse pad, whatever new mouse pad you tried to get. Because if it's threaded parallel to your mouse pad, basically the threads will like kind of like fall within each other and it'll almost be like gluing your hand to your mouse pad, and that just won't work.
Oh, okay. Is there a specific brand or just?
I don't really no, there's some mouse arm sleeve companies that are cool. I mean, you could literally just walk into a Dick's Sporting Good if you got one near you and just buy something off the shelf from like Nike or something. It really doesn't matter too much.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see. Can you share your Kovac screen when you're ready?
Yeah. One sec. Are you able to see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Uh, can you go to online scenarios and search up OCH click for me?
So you said OCH?
OCH click, yeah. No space. Nice. Just do the first one that pops up. Oh, I love these visual settings. I love these visual settings. Let's see.
Oh, I don't have a timer.
Oh yeah, no worries. Just pause it. Go to the settings. Go to the visuals.
Yep.
Load a theme. Drop down menu. I click on Cloudy Marbly. That's a good looking theme. Confirm it. Go to weapons. Show weapon model. See where it's checked. Just uncheck that. Then you see where it's a crosshair color, all those things. You can change the crosshair. Change it to whatever you want. I don't know. Maybe you already set that up. But if
Yeah,
you
if it is
okay,
not like it happened in game.
all right, cool, cool. If you already set up a crosshair you like, then keep it. And let's see, play it again.
Like, okay.
Cool. Let's see. Hit done. Go to the next size down, 30% smaller.
Okay.
And now we're gonna actually start working on things. So hit challenge. I'm gonna wait for you to do it before I tell you not to do it. All right, there you go. You notice how you're following it for an extended period of time and then just clicking right behind it?
Yeah.
Try not to track it. Try not to get caught up on it for more than a shot or two. Just try and flick to them, and instead of track and then click them, try and just come from behind them, smoothly get on them, and then just click them. I can try to demonstrate. I can try and demonstrate what I mean in Kovacs, but I was lifting all morning, so my hand is like pretty shaky right now. So I might
Yeah.
not be able to get it perfectly.
I mean, I did the legs today just to make sure I didn't.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, I was lifting and then I was shoveling snow and then I was doing this. So
Oh no.
let's see if I can even hold a mouse. Let's just waiting for my Kovacs to start up.
All right.
You can see it, right?
1 second. Yeah, I can see it.
All right, let's go to the normal size one to make it a bit easier on the side. So basically, this is the scenario, right? And
Yeah.
then basically what you do is you follow it like this. And you try and your goal is to track it and then click it, right?
Yeah.
Instead, what you want to do, I can already tell I'm struggling to do this. Let's see. Basically, you see how I like approach it? I get on it and then I click the second I'm on it, right?
Okay.
Like I'm not following it for an extended period of time, right? I'm just approaching it, getting on it, clicking, getting off, right? Again, I can't aim. I'm very sore right now, but yeah. So let's see. Share your screen again and try to just spend less time on target.
So like try to follow from behind.
Not follow from behind. No, I was probably going too slow with that example. Basically, you want to just get to it, get on it, click it. If that makes sense. Here, let's have you. Here, this will be a better explanation. Go to Smoothness Trainer 60. Or no, just Smoothness Trainer, I think it's called. Smoothness Trainer. Alright, cool. Smoothness Training 60, that's what it's called, yeah. Second one. Challenge it. It's a very easy scenario.
Let me hold.
Yep. Alright. Hit done and go to centering one. You had like centering one. Just type in centering. You'll have to type in something new. Remove this. Yeah, remove the smoothness and then just type in centering. Oh, sorry, American centering. And then just top one. Challenge it. Same concept.
Oh wow, this.
Alright, so you see how when you flick back onto the target, you kind of go past it, right?
Yeah.
So try instead to slow down and almost accelerate your mouse back onto the target. That makes sense.
Like if I miss, come on.
Like try to approach the target in a way that when you get on it, you're able to match its speed and not have to accelerate past it, if that makes sense. Like instead of flicking to it like your guy peeks you, just accelerate onto it a bit more steadily, a bit more slowly. Replay it and just see if you can kind of grasp the concept of like just more slowly, smoothly accelerating onto the target rather than flicking onto it. Challenge. There you go. That was pretty nice. That was more of a steady, smooth acceleration. All right, you get the concept. Let's go back to OCH click. No space, remember? Uh, Second one again. So remember how you'd almost just steadily accelerate your mouse back onto the target when you fell behind it, and then you'd just be on it?
Yeah.
Think of the same concept for the micro adjustments in this scenario where you steadily accelerate your mouse onto the target and then click it right as you land on it, and then you're just move on, if that makes sense.
Okay. If I miss, then do you want me to like go to another target or try to?
Yeah, for now, since we're just working on the micro adjustments, just go on to another one.
Okay.
But don't spend such a short period of time on each target that like you're missing a ton. So yeah, challenge it.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
I feel my arm tensing up on me too.
Yeah, I can tell. I'm guessing your thumb looked like it was pressing pretty hard into the mouse.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah. And that was how it looked in game too. Like whenever you'd interact with someone, your hands would just tense up and you'd be putting in way more force than you need. Now, your pad is probably pretty slow just because of all the wear and tear it's had over the past 50 to 60 years since you bought it. Two, your mouse is 63 grams. That's not the heaviest. It's not the lightest. It's like 2.5 times heavier than mine. And you might need some of that pressure to stabilize it. But at the same time, it's a very common mouse, and there's a lot of people doing a lot better than you with it. So I'm not going to also say that it's holding you back. It's just something that could get annoying. And then the third thing is just the forced tension is unnecessary. It's just you're forcing yourself to tense up by applying more force than you need to your mouse. So if you can just learn to relax your hand a bit, relax your arm a bit, just calm down, easy does it. In the scenario, you'll find you'll have a much easier time aiming at it.
Okay.
So hit play again and just try and really relax this time around. You hit your high score at the 30-second mark, and I think you noticed you were doing good and panicked a bit, and then kind of picked it up again towards the end.
That's exactly what I was doing. That's crazy.
Let's see. So yeah, you did pretty good. Overall, you definitely see how the releasing the tension a bit can um help you aim better, right?
Yeah, no, definitely.
Let's see, that's good. So, what else do we want to do now? Um, so the last thing you seemed like you struggled with a bit was confidence when you have this kind of situation in game. Now, obviously, people aren't moving as vertically as much as in the scenario, but you have a lot of situations in game where you're aiming at people who are kind of just moving around like this scenario, and it seems like you just lack. Do I want to say the confidence, the willingness to just allow yourself to move to them, and you end up kind of phantom spraying them or waiting for them to cross your crosshair or just dying. Have you noticed that? The
Yeah.
tensions part of it. And also it's just and the reason that kind of habit usually develops with Valorant players is in such a low TTK game, people moving around that much just throws you off too much. Like if someone's constantly moving around, or not throws you off too much, it just like you don't get to practice it the way you do here. Like here, you just get to really work on hitting the target smoothly and like focusing on your technique there. Either you land your shot or you die and the round's over whatever for you or whatever. So
Right.
you don't really get that kind of practice when you're mainly playing these kinds of games. I'm guessing you kind of get it in Overwatch. If you're like playing a lot of Soldier, you might get to practice some of the skills, but it's still different because you don't want to be tracking people. Like in Valorant, you tended to try and take more of a tracking approach where you try and hold them versus just getting on them and getting off them, which is faster and more efficient for a low TTK game. So yeah, I'm guessing that kind of your Overwatch hours kind of explain that. But regardless, let's hit search up control sphere for me. Let's look at your control sphere run. Let's see, top one, number one, perfect. Challenge it. You hold down the entire time. So this scenario is really designed to do two things for us. One, it's to work on your approach in Valorant, where you basically just track people's shadows, right?
Okay.
Like where they were. Like, imagine a ghost of the target just appearing, and you just stay behind, like a ghost, like where it was half a second ago, being a separate target, and you're perfectly fine at hitting that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, kind of.
Like, but then, so that's kind of what you were doing in Valorant. It was a bit more shaky, a bit less like willing to aim, but that was happening at some points against moving enemies. And the other thing about the scenario is that because you're holding down your mouse and tracking a target moving around, you're probably going to feel like it's hard to not be tense.
Yeah. No, like if I could feel myself tensing up like 30 seconds in.
Yeah. So you want to use the scenario to practice working on one, relaxing, and two, when you find yourself doing, we call it trailing, like tracking the where the target was half a second ago, just teaching yourself to speed up and get on that target. Just a little bit smoothly, not trying to overflick it, not trying to get past it and shake all around. Just speed up a little bit so you're on the target.
Okay.
And hit replay. And just relax and don't trail. Stop tensing. You trailed less and you were more relaxed. Would you say?
Yeah. I'm like really trying not to tense up.
Okay.
I
Yeah, it
could
seemed
feel
like
at
you
like
were.
certain points,
Yeah.
it just was happening.
Yeah. Your The way your brain works is it can only perceive a certain amount of like changes to what it's perceiving, if that makes sense, right? So your brain, if you're holding something like a 1 pound thing of barbecue sauce, right?
Yeah.
And then you grab a second one, you'll feel like you'll be able to notice that weight difference, right?
Right.
But if you put that much weight on each side of the bar when you're like squatting, you won't notice that at all. It's like a few pounds, like you won't notice that at all, right?
Right.
As things get heavier, as more force is applied, it takes more force, a greater difference threshold for you to notice changes. When you put a lot of pressure from one end of your mouse and you have to apply more pressure from the other end, then all of a sudden you're applying a lot of pressure on your mouse, it'll require a lot more force from those joints to make small movements, right? Or not. And also the movements will be less precise because you'll be less able to distinguish exactly how much force you need, whether it's subconsciously or consciously, right?
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Let's see. What else do we need to explain? Um, hmm. So relax. So relaxing your hand allows you to be a lot more precise with it, right? And it allows you to just have like that. Some people like tensing their hand up a bit, but also tensing your hand up after a little while will cause you to tire out, right?
Yeah.
So there's some people, especially reactive tracking players, who will use tension as like a short buff. Like they find they play a lot better when they're tensed for whatever reason. Um and what they'll do is they'll tense themselves up for like one bot in a scenario, and they'll have it planned out when they'll be tensed, and then like which bots are their rest and exactly how long they can stay tensed. That's completely unnecessary for you. You're a Valorant player. We're just using this to work on relieving your tension, right?
Right. Okay.
Let's see. So when you replay the scenario, I just don't want you saying like all tension is bad, because there's some people who really do like tension, and I don't want to give you like an incomplete picture. But in your case, you really just want to work on removing this. Like even the people who like it say the first thing you got to do is learn to remove tension from your aim. Let's see. So replay it and just really just relax and don't trail. How'd you feel that time around?
Uh, like, not, I didn't tense up as much, but when I don't tense up as much, I felt like I was like way off. Like,
So what you want to do this time around is you'll notice the bot has long strafes, right? It has short strafes where it's moving around in a small area, and a long strafe where it moves in one direction for an extended period of time, right?
right.
I want you during the long strafe to speed up and get back on the bot, because you'll be behind it and you'll trail it perfectly for a full second long strafe, probably because you're afraid it's going to stop or change direction. Just get over that and speed up when it's on long strafe.
Okay.
Challenge. Nice.
I think that's what it was. I was scared of,
That's part of it. That's not really you're scared of the bot in general, but you were most scared during the long strafes, right? And that was costing you a lot of accuracy, because I was watching you and you were tracking it perfectly, right?
right.
So let's see what this does is one, it'll just relax your hand, and two, being practicing getting back on these bots will, at your current level, practice getting you back on the OCH clicks, and by extent make you more able to get on people who are moving around in Valorant, which was really your number one struggle in Valorant, right?
Yeah.
Those
No,
moving
definitely.
around enemies, right? So this will just kind of by extension get you ready for that. So this is like almost a supplementary scenario for the thing that'll really help you. So let's see, I'm going to make some notes in our chat for control sphere and for the different scenarios on what you need to do real quick while I'm thinking of it. Don't tense. Don't be afraid of long strafes. Don't trail in general. Smoothly return to target. Don't become flicky. Alright, so then let's see. Centering one. I'm going to give you some centering. Just again, just don't tense. Smoothly return to target. Those will be your centering notes, and then OCH click. And this will apply for all OCH clicks. Smoothly micro adjust onto the target. Do not track the target. Get on it, click, get off. Do not spam click. 1 to 2 bullets dash target. Don't play in a way where you miss most targets. That is too fast. Be confident in getting on target. Don't fear the bot. Don't over tense. And this could be a lot of things to work on at once. So especially when you're first starting the routine, you can really just focus a few runs on not tensing, a few runs on not trailing as much with the other thing as a background focus. And yeah,
Okay.
let's see. What else do we need to do? Hit done. Um, search up for me raw mouse control, clicking 3. Top one. Let's see how you perform on this. You don't have to be perfectly accurate. So in this scenario, did you kind of feel like you were just struggling to I'm guessing one, you felt like you were feeling a bit too tense in your fingers, just a bit, and you might be working on that a bit, but you've probably still felt tense. And then two, I'm guessing that you had like, just thinking of the word. There's almost like this feeling you can feel in your fingers where it's like at a certain speed they can only move so precise and like
Yeah,
they
no,
just
that's
felt
definitely the
tapped like
feeling.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now let's see your 9 places behind Zontares. CS extraordinaire. That's pretty cool. I don't think it's actually him, but that's pretty cool. If you see that. You're a CSGO guy, right?
Yeah, I played CS:GO for a
You
bit.
see who's 9 places above you?
Yeah, I saw that.
Greatest mouse Excel user in the Western Hemisphere. Let's see, replay this. And just try it one more time. And just see how you perform. Now, this is a good scenario just for working on those small, precise movements against... Cool. You'll probably find that you struggle a bit more. You feel that like small, precise movement, capish feeling that like we were talking about in the previous run a bit more
Yeah.
if you push accuracy down to like 80% while still trying to hit every shot, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like just really focusing on each shot, trying to hit each shot, but only hitting some of them, if that makes sense.
So do you want me to like speed up and then?
Yeah, let's try it one more time. Speed up a bit to 80% accuracy, but still try and hit every shot and tell me how that feels. Even go a bit faster than this if you can. So what we found here was what I was talking about with that confidence thing earlier, where you really saw how you can move your hands a lot more precisely than you actually knew you could if you just push past that, like, I can't do this barrier, right?
Yeah.
What we saw from like 12 to 7 seconds looked like you achieved some kind of like very short-lived flow state that was immediately followed by you realizing it the worst 2 second period from like 5 to 7 seconds of the run, and then you finishing off in a medium relaxed state. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I felt like I had a pattern going on there for a
Yeah,
bit.
you were doing really good. You were just relaxed, and then you kind of started to notice it, and it collapsed. You noticed it panicked, and it collapsed. Right?
Yeah.
Yep. Let's see. That's good that we've figured that out. Let's see. Not bad. Um, Click replay and actually now try to push yourself fast enough that you go to 80% accuracy. Let's see if you find you're actually capable of even more or if we actually get to 80% accuracy.
That was rough.
Actually, pretty similar total number of hits. That's what we're trying to get. We're not trying to get your score to the highest. We're trying to get you to a point where you feel like you're struggling, right?
Right.
If
Okay.
we wanted high scores, then I mean that's like if you want high scores for this scenario, you probably want to be around 95% accuracy. You don't want high scores. You want to push yourself past the point of feeling that level that you can't move any faster. And this was your fastest run because you had your highest total hits, right?
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
So that's a good thing. So good job overall on this scenario. Let's see. So this will include some small micro stuff like this where you'll just have to push speed, some tracking stuff, and some OCH click on everything. Don't tense up, right? The number one thing you want to work on is push speed 80% accuracy. Let's see. So, I feel like we've learned a few things that you'll just be able to take away from this session to get some really fast results, like the next time you play Valorant, which is just be a bit more confident in yourself and like allow yourself to aim at targets that are moving. Be steady with your aim, if that makes sense, and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. The other thing that we learned is that you tense yourself too much. Working on your tension will probably help you a lot in the first week and moving forward as you get better and better at it. But you'll probably feel like you put in most of the work into removing tension in the first week, and that's fine, right?
Right. Okay.
And maybe 2 weeks you're pretty good at it. Just don't, like, especially when you're holding an angle, like you might feel yourself tensing up, just relax your hand. Just put a bit of effort into relaxing your hand and you'll improve. Let's see. And we learned that you just need to learn to be a bit more smoother with getting back on targets, a bit more steady with all those things, and then you'll be able to do them. So yeah, do that. Work on being more smooth, more steady, and all that, and you'll be good with those micro adjustments, and you'll be good to hit people who are moving around in game. Let's see. Did you have any specific questions for me you want to get answered that you feel like haven't been answered?
Uh, did was like, do you think my sensitivity is fine? Like for with my
What is your
DPI,
sensitivity?
I got it's 800, but 800 by 0.265. Like I've tried everything. I've tried 1600, and I've
0.265.
also tried
Yeah,
400
that's
DPI.
fine. That's not really a. That's a normal sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you want me to play these 3-4 scenarios for a bit?
Let's see. I'll make you. I'll whip you up a playlist together. That'll take an hour.
Okay.
I'll probably try and include more than just those few scenarios, right?
Okay.
And you might want to play it on a slightly higher sensitivity than what your
How high would you want me to go?
uh you could do anything. Let's see. That's about 62 centimeters per 360. Hit the gear. 61.6 centimeters per 360. Maybe up to like 40 centimeters because after that the joints you'd be incorporating will shift too far. So
Okay.
into like your fingers and your wrist that it won't even feel right. Up to 40 centimeters. Play some days on your main sense, some days high. Maybe start out more on your main sense than you would eventually, but probably never get more than 2/3 of your training on not your main sense, right?
Right.
Let's see. Raw mouse control, clicking 3. Just whipping together a playlist for you right now. It'll be done within the
Sweet.
next few minutes. Let's see if you got no more questions. I got nothing left for you. You can leave the call, or I could finish whipping up this playlist and you can stay in until I'm done with it. Doesn't matter too much to me.
It's all good. I'll leave. Thanks.
All
Appreciate
right,
that.
sweet. I'll see you. Thank you for showing up. If you ever want some kind of like, if you ever feel like you progress a lot and you want to check back in, there's you can. Oh wait, no, you're in a training plan. What am I saying? We'll be back soon.
Yeah.
For the VOD, let's see. That reminds me, because you're in a training plan, I need to map out your VOD. VOD. One, you want to have maybe 5 minutes of Valorant deathmatch. You want OCH click. You want raw mouse control clicking 3. Let's see. And we want control sphere. Send that to me 3 weeks from now. If you're training every day, I'd do 2 weeks, but since you're only able to train some of the days, we'll do 3 weeks.
3 weeks from now. Okay, sounds good.
Let's see if you got nothing left for you. I got, yeah. So we'll be in touch.
All right. See you in 3 weeks. Appreciate that.
See ya. Bye. Nice guy. That was a cool session. Let's see. I like the sessions where I actually predict what they're talking about and what they have to say. Actually, let's do this. Extra control sphere. This is a cool scenario. It's a very small but very slow scenario. So a lot of people who can't handle most scenarios at that target size can handle that one. Let's see. How do I want to break this up? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 scenarios. So we need an average of 6 runs per scenario. I want more scenarios in that case. What's similar to OCH Click? Passu. Perfect. Passu. Did that get added? No. And Passu small slow. This should be enough. So that's 12 scenarios, so average of 5 runs per scenario. We'll do 7 and 3 here for raw mouse control clicking 3, because this one will be too small. This can get 5. This can get 4, so this can get 6. These will all give 5 too. I'd prefer this one have 6. I'd prefer this one have 7 and this one have 4 actually. Let's see, we're still on pace for average 5, so 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. These are all pretty equal weighted, not too important. Just, oh right, I wanted centering 1 in here. So we're at 60 minutes right now, centering 1. We'll just do 180 no strafes. That'll be an easy centering 1 for him. 4. We need to make up 4 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very far? No, we just want normal far. That's not right. OCH click. Very far, far headshot. Okay, cool. 3, 4, 5, and then very far remove. Headshot, no bodies. Let's reduce this down to 3 and make this up to 7. I like this. Alright, cool. Yam. Here's the playlist. Update me in 3 weeks. Why did I close out of Discord? Let's talk to chat for a few minutes and then I gotta go. He is immortal. Dubstep when? I don't know. Thoughts on Aimlab Sense Finder? I could not imagine something more useless. This guy is shaking. There's 7 people. I'm not shaking. I'm eating chicken. Um, saves lives and plays Val. Hi. Immortal. Arm sleeves would be cool. I don't know of any mouse pads under 20 bucks. Patterns on a mouse pad aren't bad, but I was seeing if it was a pattern or wear and tear that was making it look so bad because I still had it in a small window when I asked that. Uh, Valorant. I don't know why everyone who hires me as a coach doesn't can afford a coach and not a new mouse pad. Those bullets on the wall would distract. Oh, you mean like it helps me VOD review. This is coaching. The task is way too hard. He's getting 18% accuracy. I'd still make him. Okay, he improved a bit. I'd still make him do an easier task. That's a good point. It's a good thing that you brought that up because that's a very simplistic view of a scenario, and I want to talk a bit about that. So basically, when you have a scenario, different people can miss for different reasons, right? With him, it wasn't 18% accuracy shaking around the target constantly. It was 18% accuracy, lacks confidence to speed up and get on target, right? So, had it been an 18% accuracy, very shaky, very bad, yes, I would have sent him to an easier scenario. But where it was almost perfect tracking, but with trailing, he didn't need an easier scenario. He needed a technical change, which is why we saw him up to 36% accuracy for his last run. Uh, are you trying to coach him for his aim or the scenario? I was just working on the scenario. It's a supplement to the supplement to what he's working on, right? Um, yeah, I wasn't working on him. I get why it would be like we probably I was starting to think myself that we might be diving too deep into the technique of the scenario, but the reason I kept working on the trailing issue was because it was very similar to his issue in the dynamic clicking scenarios that really heavily reflected Valorant. Let's see. I usually shake and overshoot when I'm tracking and my target switches direction. My sense of how can I improve that? Just try not to do it. You might be too tense, so try and release your tension a bit, and then just learn to be a bit more smooth with it. Just learn to get on target smoother. Can you recommend me a playlist for Warzone 2? I don't know the aim demands of Warzone 2. I've never played it. I have no idea how that game works. I'm sorry. I have never coached someone in it. I've never seen gameplay of it. I don't know anything about Warzone 2. I probably should learn, but I don't want to. It's so much space on your hard drive. Would you recommend using a higher sense in Valorant than CSGO? So for I just translated my CSGO sense. That's fine. It doesn't matter. They're very similar games. They don't require different sensitivities, but they also don't require the same sensitivity because they are different games. What's your process for coming up with these playlists? So I have in my mind a list of scenarios that are good for rooting out certain issues. You'll notice some of them pop up very frequently, like raw mouse control clicking 3, OCH click, pure G Valorant, horizontal clicking, floating heads. Some of them pop up less frequently, like control sphere, centering 1. Some of them will be brand new. They'll pop up like once a session. I don't think this guy really had any one-time scenarios, but just scenarios that work really well for very specific things. There's wide wall, 3 targets, Pokeball, right? And I just watch the person play, right? I figure out exactly what their issues are, what's troubling them specifically, and then I think to myself, what do they need to do to fix this? And a lot of times there will be overlaps, like because raw mouse control clicking 3 appears a lot, but you'll see it works differently for different people. Like for this guy, it's just being used to boost his confidence a bit and have him push speed a bit because his micros in game are way worse than they should be because of his lack of confidence. OCH click tends to be used in the same case, but for different OCH click, actually, no. You can have different technique issues on OCH click. You can have people who are always trailing. You can have people who are way too flicky with their dynamic. Just people who need to kind of work a bit on the dynamic. Same thing with Pasu. It just I try and really widen my view of scenarios, right? And just I try to play new playlists and stuff. I'm gonna get more into that just so I can constantly be introducing myself to new scenarios and like finding things that can help people with different issues, right? Because I feel like one of my main issues as a coach is sometimes I do get too narrow minded, but I've also been improving that on that a lot. But yeah, I just try and look into the person specifically, figure out what's wrong with them, figure out what they need to do to fix it, make a playlist with scenarios that give them an isolated environment to work on that specific issue. That would be my process, I suppose. For the Wingman and Apex, should you track and shoot or flick and adjust and shoot? Flick, adjust, shoot, track and shoot. For semi-auto tracking, I haven't honestly looked into the topic too much, but it's my understanding that you should just definitely try to be probably doing what feels like a combination of the two, where you're, yes, following the target constantly and tracking, but also making sure you're on target when you're clicking. Let's see. Can someone hit Ascendant with 40 FPS? Sure, you can get boosted and hit Radiant with 40 FPS. I mean, it's just they're very different things. Let's see how often he has to play the playlist. He says he currently aim trains for an hour a day, so he's gonna start playing. So I just made it fit his current thing. Let's see. I think the Sen should be okay, blah blah. Okay. How's the Ascended V3 tracking straight? Ascended V3 tracking. I don't love it. I don't like tracking that's also damage percentage scored. I feel like those bots are big, they're slow, stuff like that. I don't love that scenario, but it's not bad. Let's see. I need to find a general playlist. I might be releasing one on my YouTube Shorts channel and TikTok this afternoon, or maybe tomorrow. The schedule is for this afternoon, but I do have a bit of work to do. It'll basically just my YouTube Shorts channel, West Prodder Shorts, and my TikTok account, West Prodder, right? Follow both of these, watch all their videos, become cool. Basically, this is just short form versions of my content. Make sure you subscribe. I'm gonna link this channel in the description in the chat right now. But yeah, basically this allows you to and I'm gonna be putting, I think I'm gonna put a general Valorant playlist up for Kovacs on these pretty soon. It'll basically just be the main issues I was usually seeing when I was coaching. Let's see. I just started aim training, but I think I'm overtraining, like 80 hours in aim lab in 1 to 2 weeks, excluding Valorant. What would you say is a nice schedule in orders? Depends on what that 80 hours is. Like if it's 80 hours documented, then yeah, it's cool. If it's 80 hours in game for 2 weeks, average of, all right, let's say 1 to 2 weeks, 10 days, average of 8 hours a day. That seems very, very hard to do realistically. So I'm guessing there's some AFK time in that. If you really are playing 8 hours a day, I'd just try and reduce that to 2 hours a day. If you're not, I'd try and figure out how much you're actually playing per day. And if you feel like you're burning yourself out, play like 30 minutes a day for now and try and keep that for a month or 2 months, and then you can start building time. But if you can maintain 2 hours a day consistently and you feel like you enjoy it, then you're fine. That'll actually do pretty good for you. But if you feel like you're starting to burn out, don't do that. What's the difference between a good coach and a good aim? Well, they're two different skills, really, when you think about it. Like, aiming is just moving your mouse, pointing, clicking. It's a motor skill. It's important. Coaching is like assessing how people do something, thinking about their approach. Here, I'll give you an example. What I do best in life, what I'm the skill I'm best at overall, I'd say is probably snowboarding. Like the thing that you can let's say, yeah, I'd say what I'm best at is snowboarding. I'm not the best snowboarder, but I'm decent bit better at snowboarding than I am at aiming. Um, I'm a decent bit better at snowboarding than I am at most other sports I've ever tried. It's because I've been doing it for over a decade and I've kind of had a few days where I've really just taken a lot of risks on my snowboard that could have gotten me very hurt. And because of that, I learned a lot. And let's see, my knowledge on how to snowboard is virtually nothing. I show up, I decided I was going to teach my friend John how to snowboard. I show up to the hill and and he was like, "So which," and I realized I didn't even know what foot I put forward. I just let the foot that felt right go down forward. It was my left foot. But like every season I forget which foot I need to put forward, right? Let's see. I decided to teach my friend John how to snowboard. He asked me how to stop, right? And the only way I was able to figure out how to tell him how to stop was I had to go down, stop, go down, stop, go down, stop, do it like 5 times and feel myself stop, watch myself stop, and then try to explain to him what I was doing, right? Let's see. And then eventually, and the only way I was able to tell him how to turn was just like lean on your heels and like I was missing all these technical instructions and I was just like, look at me, I'm doing it. It's just like figure it out. Like it's not that hard. It was frustrating and the point is I realized I learned a lot about teaching people how to snowboard, but I realized I don't really know a lot about how to teach people how to snowboard, right? I even though I was pretty good at snowboarding. On the contrary, they got the people who are ski school teaching at the mountains. I look at them snowboard, I'm like I'll see them like doing stuff and I can just tell by their technique they are very bad at what they're doing. They're not really great snowboarders. And those people have watched they've done the training, they've watched like instructions on how to snowboard and they're a lot more able to talk about it. And because of that they're like making better instructors. Like most of my instructions for my friend John were me having flashbacks to a 12-year-old snowboarding lesson I took 12 years ago and just remembering what I had in that information and trying to relay it to him, right? Like that guy knew all those things and even more things than I did, even though he might have been worse at snowboarding than I am now, right? So the point is that you can so how does this translate to aim training and all those things? Well, for aim coaching, I've looked a lot into books like The Inner Game of Tennis. I've looked a lot into the little like neurological resources like learning, motor learning and all that stuff. I've made a lot of friends with people who are very good at aiming and talked to them about their techniques and approaches. And I've just done a lot of research on like how to be a good FPS player. And because of that, even though my aim isn't as good as some people, I tend to be able to give advice for people, right? And it tends to work. Like, I mean, you saw me and that guy in our session. Like, I was basically telling him what he was thinking. And the first time I did it, he was like very shocked that I was able to do that. Let's see, just from watching his VOD. And I guarantee there's people who can out aim me very easily who cannot do that. My general Valorant playlist a little while back. Oh, that was my benchmarks and those things. That makes sense, but those are all issue specific, and a lot of people don't like those apparently. So I'm just gonna release a general playlist. It won't be as good, but it'll be cool. Let's see. Just for the guys, Hob pay. Oh, why don't you? Oh yeah. Basically, channel members have access to channel members have access to live or channel members have access to live stream replays. Become a channel member, get access to my live stream replays. How can I get you to Medify? I do VOD reviews via Medify. Medify. Oh, I don't want to show you guys my earnings. I do VOD reviews via Medify, and you can see my on my Medify account. You can purchase a VOD review. Yes, I snowboard. Amazing content. Keep it up. It's already helped me a ton. Thank you. I appreciate that. Uh, how should I determine if I should incorporate sense change into my Kovacs aim training? Do you want it? I mean, it's not gonna hurt you. Try it. It'll help you. It'll only help you, so I don't see why you wouldn't try it. Uh, what does how does training at a higher sense help? Wouldn't it? It just makes it a bit harder, more challenging, and all that stuff. It's like training on smaller targets. Um, how do I escape the Smurf queue? I always get matched up against. I have like there'll be like a week where I'll play Valorant for like 10 games and then I won't play for a month. And then I'll play maybe 10 games and then no Valorant for a month. I don't know how the matchmaking works in that game. I don't know how the characters, the abilities, the meta works in that game. I definitely don't know how the matchmaking works. I know very little about the game other than aim demands. Yes, I can Medify VOD reviews. Yes, that is very possible. Coaches don't play. Um, I try to get in like 30 minutes aim training every day. That's my goal for the next like 6 months. I want a minimum of 30 minutes aim training every day. Uh, uh, at West Proder. Yes, Medify. Uh, but they're insane. I don't think. Your aim feels fine in CS, but not in Valorant. $50? No, no, no. There's the VOD reviews aren't $50. The VOD reviews are like $20. Um, and oftentimes the thing about the VOD reviews is that a lot of times they'll end up taking me like it seems expensive because the VODs are short, but in reality it'll a lot of times take me longer than I would make if I did a coaching session. Like same like the per minute pay for VOD review versus coaching session. Coaching session is actually more. How do you help brain players become aim players? Um, aim train, I guess. Um, yeah, just aim train. How much difference does mouse pads make? I don't know. I don't really do much mouse pads. I just have a big fat mouse pad that's not really it's glorious brand technically, but it's not really a significant mouse pad. I don't think it's that important. I just think that it shouldn't be old, worn out, sailed like all seven seas, like been used by like if you're using a mouse pad that Simple used when he was 12, you're probably not on a good mouse pad. How do you help? Yeah, I just give them aim training and then they aim train and become good at aiming. Let's see. Just get one artisan. I might get an artisan eventually. I I don't know. I don't really want to. I like putting my money in stocks. Does watching someone aim well help you? You could probably learn things. You can learn things from watching someone perform a skill if you're trying to learn the skill. It's and you also need to practice it yourself. Who is the best aimer I've ever worked with? Sev. Number one best aimer I've ever worked with is Sev. Number two best aimer I've ever worked with. Probably Zexro. Number three best aimer I've ever worked with. Hmm. Who's the third best aimer? I've worked with a few Apex Predators. Oh, actually, no. I think it's Noted then Zexro. Sev Noted Zexro. That's how I would go. Maybe even Noted above Sev. I don't know. It's hard to say. Opinions on Dot on Bot. I really don't know who that is. I'm trying to figure out who that is because I see him. Can you link me to like one of his socials so I can see who Dot on Bot is? I feel like I've heard the name, but I don't remember who he is. I saw him on the VIP feed on the newkovacs.com, and I was like, I've seen this name before, but I don't know who it is. No Noted. No Noted is probably two or three. Yeah, I'd give him two. I'd give Noted second best namer. What's the most improvement I've seen in the student? It's hard to say because not everyone updates me on their improvement, but I've had one training plan. It's my furthest along training plan, uh, where the person starts with like very bad aim, very bad aim, and ends like every time we meet, her VODs get better. But at the same time, she started Radiant rank 7 or so. So, like, I think top 10 Radiant, or at least top 20. So, there isn't really much Valorant improvement to be seen there. It's really hard because that's really the one of the only students who's actually kept me posted because it's one of my furthest along training plans. Like a lot of people will like buy the training plan and then not even do some of the lessons, right? Which is very annoying. Like some people, I ask everyone, tell me how you improve, tell me how you improve, tell me how you improve. Most people don't tell me how you improve, which is annoying. I can't get feedback from them. But every now and then I'll get a DM saying, "Oh man, this was so helpful. You helped me a ton." And it's not, but it's like a lot of times people won't tell me how they improve, so it's really hard to say. Let's see. Can someone link me to something dot on bot related? I'm trying to figure out who this guy is. Dot on bot. Let's look at this. Dot on bot Twitch. Okay. Uh, he is live playing Escape from Tarkov to 4 viewers. Does he have a Twitter, I guess? Oh, he's got Twitter right here. Dot on bot. So this is Dot on bot. This is the guy who they want my opinion on. FPS content creator, short URL. Oh wait, I went off his page. Hold on. Let's see what he does. Oh, he's like Astro. Okay, that's kind of cool. Bounce. Uh, that's pretty cool, I guess. Retweet score. Yeah, that's cool. Oh, this is an old Guerrilla tweet. This is 2021. This was before he was even like one of the best players. But he probably is that a recent retweet or? No, he just hasn't been on Twitter in a while. Seems like December 15th. That's kind of recent. Yeah, so he's very. He's got YouTube. It looks like. Let's click this immediately. Oh, they're just VODs. Uh, yeah, it doesn't seem like a. I don't really. I wouldn't say he's a. I don't really have an opinion on that guy. Sweet. To just do the VOD. Don't book. Inks will book next session a bit after VOD. Let's see. I'm not gonna watch a stream on live because that like can get my stream shut down. Uh, what is the habits that people that are good display that bad ones don't? Actual practice. Actually doing the things. It's really the main one. Like, you want to be good, you got to do the things that you do to get good. That's like the number one most important thing. Like, people think it's like some kind of secret like change. Those things are all like 5% of the battle. 90% of it is just actually putting in the time. Horizontal smoothness centering one's pretty good. It depends on how good you are, how far along you are, all that stuff. But yeah. I can only aim train. Yeah. Just put in time, you improve. That's all you need. Yeah, there's benefits to Roxel. There's not. I personally don't use it anymore, but it can help. I don't. I get in depth in it in all my Roxel videos. I don't really love talking about it anymore because I just don't enjoy talking about it anymore. But yeah. Let's see. We've had a session appointment scheduled for 6:30. Okay. It's good to know. Yeah, so it looks like we'll be back at 6:30 soon. I gotta end the stream now.